Romans. Somebody ought to read it quick. Gotta go to bed. I hope it ain't the valve. I know it's number 2. Right quick. Let's go. That's a good thing about that light. That's the truth. Just try to kind of cap a little bit. Go. This y'all, how y'all people sleep at night? I sleep on my back. How many of y'all can't sleep on y'all stomach? Besides Lancaster and CJ and me. I don't know why I can't sleep on my stomach. My arm go numb. Anybody got that? If I roll on I don't know why I can't sleep on my stomach. If I got to lay across the bed a whole nother way. If I go to sleep on my stomach, they just numb up. I don't know what. I don't know what the police beat me so bad before it done came back all of a sudden and got me. Romans 15 and 4, then we'll hit that and we'll just right quick, just kind of look at, kind of capsize a little bit of what he said. That's talking about that light. That order, ain't it? Let's see what happens. Listen to the book.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the Scriptures might have hope.
Now, so you can only imagine that in reading that, it says a lot. I guess each time when I kind of hear it, I look at it from just a different perspective. I told you, I guess they might call it a theory for those that don't believe, but for me, I hold it as a truth on the mind. Just the mere fact he would tell you that whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning, that we through patient comfort of the Scripture might have hope, which means to me that without it, no doubt I would faint. There'll be some things that will come on me that will happen, that would arise, that if I'm not knowledgeable about the Scripture and just how it's composed, that there'll be some things that will come and that will kind of even shake you from your steadfast. Even we look at Abarim 12 and 1 right quick. Let's look at something. Abarim. I'll give me a little bit. I'll try to get out of that. Am I writing like it waving? Is it Malcolm writing? That's how though. It's up there though. That's the thing. I'm writing hieroglyphic. This is Abarim 12 and 1. We kind of go like, you can do it like this, or you can do it like that. Y'all understand light, kind of how you do it? Y'all kind of understand it? You think? Our order? Y'all feel y'all got a pretty good understanding how it works? How many of y'all got a pretty good idea how light works? I can't see your hand. What y'all afraid of? Actually, y'all got a pretty good idea how it works. I can't see your hand. You just put it. All right, let's see. Raise them high so I can see them. I'm going to raise mine. Hold on for a minute. How many people don't have an idea how light works? All right, 3 people. All right, let's listen. You ask the question, they mean, wow, seriously. Don't believe that. How many of y'all think that's a trick question? Brandon, which side you on? No, whatever, crook. Romans 12 and 1. That's some low-down stuff there. Listen. 12 and 1. Listen to the book.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses,
do what?
Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us.
And do what?
And let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
I guess for me, just kind of thinking that he said, seeing we also compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, then he talked about what we should do. So what would those witnesses be doing, possibly? Watching. They would be watching. Seeing we also compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. And he taught about how they had to lay aside every weight of the sin that so easily beset them. Because somebody watching, kind of like whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for. What was it? That we through patience coming up the Scripture? Why you think? Somebody watching. People watching. Y'all got that? Because people watching. Y'all got it? So we're tending to kind of grab people's attention. So now he's starting to tell us the different things we should do. It's an idea. Just an idea. Since people are watching, it's going to be good for us to do certain type of things. We should have a certain type of behavior. We should have a certain type of giving when we orchestrating what we're doing. So that's all we're just trying to put together. Just get this idea. That's what he said. Seeing we also compass about with so great a cloud of witnesses that are lay aside every, what was it?
Every weight,
and
the sin which doth so easily beset us.
For what reason?
And let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Doing what?
Looking unto Yahusha, the author and finisher of our Amanah.
See that? That's what we're looking at, the author and finisher, the one responsible for it. What happened?
Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim.
So what he saw in front of him was greater than what he was dealing with that was imminent. What was set in front of him was greater than what he was dealing with right now. You know, Shaul said that he supposed that the suffering of this present, what was it again? Was not compared with the, what was it? Glory. Where was the glory? Was it set before him? It was to come. So he looked at what was to come was greater than what he was dealing with. What he was dealing with was the suffering, but he looked at what was in front of him was greater. So we find the same pattern of behavior. Where would he have gotten it from? Would Yahusha got it from Shaul, or Shaul would have got it from him? Shaul would have got it from him, who for the joy set before him endured the suffering. He despised the shame. He didn't like it, but what's in front of it, right? And that's the kind of mindset we got to have when we're going through it. You got to look at what's in front of you versus sometimes what you're dealing with that looks imminent now, right? Listen what happened.
For consider him.
I wonder why I be doing this, though. Consider him.
That endured such contradiction of sinners against himself.
You said that Kudash did what to him?
That endured such contradiction of sinners against himself.
See that? So what type of people that am I going to usually look at combating? Sinners. So he want me to consider that the people that I'm going to have my biggest fight with are going to be people that are going to be transgressors. Because he told me to, why would you tell me to consider him? Because it's going to come a time that I'm going to wind up putting myself in a situation that people that's going to wind up affecting me or afflicting me are going to be sinners. So he want me to consider. Why would I be considering if it's not going to be sinners? This is what he said.
Lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds.
See that? Lest I grow weary and faint in my mind. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill me because, listen, anybody can make it when nothing's going on or nothing's kind of hampering the work. But when things come in and things start working against you, you get resistant, that's when you see your true strength. That's when you see your true strength. I mean, it's easy to compare something that's no problem. Even with Shamshun, when he told him what it would take to take him down. 7 cords that had never been tied before. But when he put on it, what it was like? It was like flax that touched fire. This stuff can't do nothing to me. I mean, if you take something, if you just weave it in my hair, none of this stuff stopped. It wasn't that. But then when you get something when it's really opposition against you, like where his strength really lies, this is when you can see what you're really standing and what you're built on. Now, that's when you can see what you're really built on. I mean, come on, some stuff people go, let's just be honest, that's not going to stop me. You know it's not going to stop it. Eventually it comes a time, it's going to come at the very thing that's going to come at what you trust in, what you're hoping, right? Where your real power lies, eventually it's going to come. So we have to consider him who endured. So he didn't stop because of the sin. He endured them. Kind of like Shamshon, everything they put on him, he broke a loose from it. What type of person would try to put something on you if they knew it would hurt you and take you down? A sinner. What type of person would try to weave something in your mind to try to get you to get taken down? A sinner. That's what he said, so you got to consider it. What type of person was this? What type of person or people are you dealing with that would try to work for your fall? So he let me know that's the same thing he dealt with. Unless I'm going to grow weary. And I'm going to do what? Because the average of us, if you keep finding yourself having to try to endure things, it's just easy to quit than to keep fighting. It's just easier. That's what most people do, right? Even Yahusha, when he came, he seen a man, he told us like that, listen, your sin be forgiven. Oh, my Matar, calm down right now. Do the healing hand and touch his foot and make the bone touch and strengthen the ankle that go up to the leg and the knee that hook to the heel. It's taking too long. Look, your sin be forgiven. Even he showed Benny, man, what did he say? Which is easier? So what's easier for me to do when somebody fight or resist? Resistance. What's easier for me to do? Quit. So now I got to go back and look at some things that were written aforetime. And the only reason it was written was that we through patience and comfort, you only need comfort because you're discomforted. That's the only reason you need comfort, because you're discomforted, right? That we through, I got to learn the way. That I might do what? That's my hope. Why you keep coming back? Why you don't just stop? Hope. But it's going to come through some things, some experience. Isn't that right? It's some things I'm going to have to persevere through in order to reach that level of amunah. There are different levels we reach before we get to what we call the utopia or amunah. That's amunah for me. I look at it as utopia. Because without it, it's impossible. What was it again? So I'm working to get there. Now, faith is, what is it again now? Things, what was it again? And evidence. So Yahusha had to go after something that he couldn't physically see. But what was imminent, he could see. So I got to battle against something that I can see based off something I can't see. You know what I'm saying? And without it, it's impossible. Without it, it's impossible. Without it, it's impossible. So when he took Yahushua, took him and immersed him, and he rose up from he brought him back up from the Mahim, he said, this is my beloved being, in whom, so what did he have? Amunah. Amunah. Even when resistance came and told him, I actually need what you got. And you come to me. But he said, hold on, let's talk about it. When? You ain't going to believe it. He told you in the 11th chapter book of Amunah. He said, now faith. Instant. That's what, when Abraham, what we'll count Abraham for, when he told Abraham, take your only being in whom you, what was it again? Love. And what did he want him to do? Make a sacrifice. And what did he do? He staggered out and he moved with fear. Reverential awe. He moved with fear. He saw, this is something I cannot procrastinate about. This is something I cannot hesitate about. That's the type of mindset we got to have being the people we are. That regardless of how I'm going to look to other people, regardless of what other people are going to think, and how other people are going to view me, I know in whom, what was it again? I believe. And what am I persuaded? That he's able to keep that of which I committed against that day. You were on that persuaded that nothing should separate me, but we've got to be persuaded as well that he's going to be able to keep that which I committed against that union. That's why I can cover then and say, if I turn out, walk away, let me die to death. Not of the Sadiq. Because I'm that persuaded. I'm that persuaded that I just can't see it. I just don't see that mind overriding what I've taken on that. It's amunah. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to faint. I'm not going to stop. I'm in too deep right now. I had a move one time, in too deep. Sometimes you're in too deep, it's just hard to come back out now. I've been doing this too long. They have instances where they put people in to infiltrate, and those people wind up getting, and they wind up following themselves in. They had FBI, I remember I watched a special one time, they had some FBI agents. They wind up putting them in with the Hells Angels. And the guys got in so bad, they had to wind up faking one of them death to get him out of it. He wouldn't leave. And his conversation was still the conversation of the bike riders. Even when they took him out, they just looked at, you doing, man, he said the power he got just being with them guys, and he was just like, he felt he was just one of them. They had to fake his death, put it in the paper just to get him out. And he just looked like he still wouldn't let that connection go. That's kind of like me. When I came in, I didn't know I was going to come in and get this deep. I didn't know it would get this serious. And I done came in and got with, and I done seen in my conversation, it happened with Carl. He wound up coming in, and before you know it, he had got so far in, you ain't going to believe what happened. His speech betrayed him. Because you're not going to keep sitting around, dealing around, working with a person to that degree that eventually something's going to rub off on you. Even the book told us in the 15th chapter, 1 Corinthians, verse 33, be now, what was again? What happened? Evil communication do what? Evil communication does what? Evil communication does what? So what will good conversation do? I got to take it for what it worth. If I sit around somebody that evil communication, constantly talking about it's not going to happen, he's not going to resurrect, he's not coming back, and I'll take on that form. What is going to happen if I get around somebody talking about he's coming back and he's going to resurrect? If evil communication can corrupt good manner, what can happen if I get around good communication? Sometimes we'll spend so much effort to get away from evil communication. We don't think about you got to listen to what he's saying. Then he told you to awake to righteousness, which is what? Becoming conscious. sleep is a temporary state of unconsciousness. So the mere fact he said awake, that means I have to be conscious of things now. The only way you get yourself in certain situations, because you're not conscious. Sometimes you can be riding down the street and you be thinking you can't tap, you look up, what happened? You became unconscious of what you were doing. And you wind up drifting out, and that'll happen in behavior. That'll happen with people you'll wind up associating yourself with. We read in the 13th chapter of the book of Romans, 13, I had to go get it, 13, 11. We talked about us awakening, for the time was far spent, the end was at hand. Let us cast off the works of darkness, kashar, and put on the armor of our aura. Isn't that right? Because you don't believe it, I wouldn't go to sleep with these clothes on. This is stuff I put on during the, you remember what is it? How many of y'all sleep in the clothes you got on? Typically, you have another uniform you put on when you sleep. Because the issue or the problem becomes a lot of stuff you wear ain't comfortable. What I have on there is comfortable for, it's ideal. Let me say that. It's ideal for what I'm doing now. It's ideal for where I'll go or places I'll associate. But what I sleep in ain't ideal. And because I have it on, I won't go anywhere with it. So the mere fact that he told me to awake, I got to take out and cast off those things, because those are the things that keep me from coming to the light. Kind of like Adam and Kaur. See, what they put on, it won't allow them to come to the light. Those are the clothes you put on when you're trying to get away from the light. That's what you wear when you're comfortable doing something else. When you got to come to him, you're not going to be comfortable with that. So you got to put on something that's appropriate. Even when they came to Yahusha's immersion in the 3rd chapter, I'm running because I'm just kind of, I don't know, just kind of battling off. 3rd chapter book of Matthew 3 and about 7, 8. When he saw them come to his immersion, he didn't believe what he told them to do. Bring forth pari, which is fruit, that's appropriate for what they had on inappropriate for you to get repentance. The mindset, the behavior, the action, they're not conducive for salvation. Immersion is used for purifying. It's also used for being born again. I can teach you that too. That's a whole nother. Wrapped up in a name. I can teach you that too. But it's just the mere fact that you start to learn what you have to do to associate yourself with certain type of characters, certain type of behavior. You got that? What will allow you and what will keep you back? Y'all got me? Okay. That's a lot to be said. Let's just look at something. Now, let's look at this Romans, Yahusha 8 and 12. So this is where we started. That's where you started, right? Maybe I can do something with it. We'll see. You raking? Who got $5 on it? I got 5 on it. I got an alcohol told me he got 2 on it. And he only need 3. I got that joke kept talking to me, he gonna get, he went, and I ain't gonna buy no weed. Yeah. That joke just singing. That joke say he gonna get a bill. The wife said, Solomon, that man say he gonna get a bill. So I said, hold up. Solomon said, let me say that $2. That man said, Solomon said, he said, hey man, I put that in a song. He was hot with Solomon. He said, man, I put them $2 on a song. Like, man, we not getting you no money, man, getting no bill. We told you before you sing, start singing, we didn't want to hear it. Yeah. He put it hard in it, though. This is the 8th chapter of the book of Yahusha, 8 and 12. I want to jump over and get me 12 and 35 of the book of Yahusha. We'll try to roll through this quick and get out of the way. But listen, we're not going to be doing this now. I think people think I got some kind of gift. I hear something. I just get other people's stuff too and just come and just get it and just start doing stuff with them. Where y'all get that from? That sound like Josh. Who my teacher? I get all my teaching from you. Listen, this is Yahusha chapter 8 and verse 12. Other one got me Yahusha 12 and 35. Listen.
Then spake Yahusha again unto them, saying, I am the Aura of the Arats. He that followeth me shall not walk in Kashak.
Y'all hear that? He that who that do what now?
Followeth me.
He that followeth me
shall not walk in Kashak.
What happened?
But shall have the Aura of Kai.
Yeah.
The Pharisees therefore said unto him, Thou bearest record of thyself.
Yeah.
Thy record is not of mine.
Y'all see that? He bear record of himself. And what happened?
Thy record is not of mine.
How important is that for us? Let me hear. What happened? Keith? That's right. They use law on him. That's law. Your law told you to let another east praise you, not your own lip. That's important. They would definitely listen to what he was saying. And so you bear record of yourself. Your record not a mine. Listen.
Yahusha answered and said unto them,
What did he say?
Though I bear record of myself.
What did you say? So he didn't lie. So they didn't lie, did he? See, you can be a hypocrite and false pretender. You can still be right. Don't mean you're saved. They just looked at according to the law. They just said, hey, you bear record of yourself, so your record not of mine. He said, but do I bear record of myself? What does he say?
Yet my record is of mine.
See that? He said, yet my record is of mine. Come on.
For I know whence I came.
So I know from whence I came.
And whither I go.
And whether I go.
But ye cannot tell whence I come.
Yeah.
And whither I go.
What happened?
Ye judge after the flesh.
What happened?
I judge no ish. And yet, if I judge, my judgment is of mine.
And if I do judge, it's going to be true. What happened?
For I am not alone.
What happened?
But I and the Abba that sent me.
Listen.
It is also written in your law.
It is also written in your law.
That the testimony of two Anashim is true.
What happened?
I am one that beareth witness of myself.
And what happened?
The Abba that sent me beareth witness of me.
That's how quick he can clean it up for him. That's how quick he can clean it up for him. Isn't that right? You got to come back and just know exactly how to divide the law, rightly divide. That's why he told him, you can believe it, study to show yourself approved. Isn't that right? Abid Yah, or Abid under Yah, under Elohim, that needed not be ashamed, but he could just rightly divide. Y'all got that? Let's see what happens. Pick me up if you would at Barashit. Barashit. Chapter 1, they call it Genesis. 1 and 3. Listen, this is Barashit. They call Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. Listen to the book.
And Elohim said, let there be a or.
Uh-huh.
And there was a or.
What happened?
And Elohim saw the or that it was told.
What did he do again?
Elohim saw the or
And what was
that it was told.
What happened?
And Elohim divided the or from the kashach.
You ain't gonna believe what happened. He rightly divided. That's all he just rightly divided. That's why I gotta study. You gotta show yourself approved. That's all he did when he put him out. He just rightly divided. If Bernard does, you'd have had some dark light. You'd have messed that whole thing up. That's where you get it from. He rightly divided. Huh? And he wasn't ashamed. Isn't that right? Rightly divide the ball. Right? Okay. Don't worry. Have verse 12 of that same book. Barashit, chapter 1, verse 12. Matter of fact, make it 1 and 7. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how old I got out here. Listen. 7. Listen.
And Elohim made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament.
That's what it did. And that verse 7?
Verse 7.
Listen.
And it was so.
And it was so.
And Elohim called the firmament Shamayim.
Yeah.
In the evening and the morning with the second yom.
Y'all see that? Evening in the morning with the second yom. Listen what happened.
And Elohim said, let the waters under the Shamayim be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so.
What happened?
And Elohim called the dry land Aratz,
Yeah.
and the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
Yeah.
And Elohim saw that it was Ta'ud.
What happened?
And Elohim said, let the Aratz bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself, upon the Aratz. And it was so. And the Aratz brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself, after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was Ta'ud.
Y'all see that? He saw that it was Ta'ud. Listen.
And the evening and the morning were the third yom.
Pay attention.
And Elohim said, let there be Aor in the firmament of the Shamayim, to divide the yom from the Layla.
See that? So that he could divide the yom. He could divide the day from the night. See that? Got a right to divide. What happened?
And let them be for signs and for seasons, and for yamim and years.
What happened?
And let them be for Aor in the firmament of the Shamayim, to give Aor upon the Aratz.
That's good. That's good. Then we get Yahusha 12 and 35. Let's see. Yahusha 12, 35. I don't know what's coming to my mind. Yahusha 3. Let me say that. 3. I think it's 3. 3, 17, 18. 3, 18. Let's see where I'm going with this. Let's see where we going with it. Yahusha and John, they call it 3 and 18. He holding me 12:35. Listen to the book.
He that believeth on him is not condemned.
Yeah.
But he that believeth not is condemned already.
Why?
Because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten being of Elohim.
Yeah.
And this is the condemnation.
That what happened?
That Ahura is come into the Arats.
Into the right. And what happened?
And Anashim loved Kashak rather than Ahura.
Listen.
Because their deeds were evil.
What else happened?
For everyone that doeth evil
doth what?
Hateth the Ahura.
And doth what?
Neither cometh to the Ahura,
yeah.
lest his deeds should be reproved.
Yeah.
But he that doeth Amat
doth what?
Cometh to the Ahura,
for what reason?
That his deeds may be made manifest,
Mm-hmm.
that they are wrought in Elohim.
That's what you do. You'll come to it. Listen.
After these things came Yahusha and his Methitas unto the land of Yehuda.
Yeah.
And there he tarried with them, and immersed. And Yehukanan also was immersion in Anan near Shalim, because there was much Mayim there, and they came and were immersed, for Yehukanan was not yet cast into prison.
Yeah.
Then there arose a question between some of Yehukanan's Methitas and the Yaldim about purifying. Mm-hmm. And they came unto Yehukanan and said unto him, Ra'ah he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness.
Tell them what happened.
Behold, the same immersed, and all Anashim come to him.
What happened?
Yehukanan answered and said, A ish can receive nothing except it be given him from Shamayim.
Listen.
Ye yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Mashiach,
yeah.
but that I am sent before him.
Yeah.
He that hath the bride is the bridegroom.
What happened with you?
But the friend of the bridegroom, which standeth and heareth him, rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice.
Yeah.
This my joy therefore is fulfilled.
Yeah.
He must increase, but I must decrease.
Yeah.
He that cometh from above is above all.
Yeah.
He that is of the Arats is of the Arats, and speaketh of the Arats. He that cometh from Shamayim is above all.
Yeah.
And what he hath seen and heard, that he testifieth.
Yeah.
And no ish receiveth his testimony.
Yeah.
He that has received his testimony has set to his seal that Elohim is Amat.
Yeah.
For he whom Elohim has set, speaking the Dabarim of Elohim. Yeah. For Elohim giveth not the Ruach by measure unto him.
What?
For the Abba loveth the Ben,
yeah.
and hath given all things into his hand.
Yeah.
He that believeth on the Ben hath everlasting Kai, and he that believeth not the Ben shall not see Kai. Yeah. But the wrath of Elohim abideth on him. Mm-hmm. Chapter 4.
That's it. Don't worry about it. Pick up that 12, chapter 12, 35. Tahalim. Tahalim. I'll get ready to wrap y'all up in a minute. Tahalim. They're going to call it Numbers, but Mark 22. Y'all all right? My mind kind of working right quick. So I don't want to mess this up, do we? 30. About the Yahoo. Hold that for me so I put it up here right quick. So it don't work out. Y'all all right? Let's see. That's how that work out. Tahalim. What I got to know? 12, no. Ukanan, 12, 35. And we'll jump over and we'll run from there. Tahalim, 139 and 7. What I put? 7, 5, 139 and 5. Okay, let's see. We'll see how far we got off. This is Ukanan they call John, chapter 12 and verse 35. Listen to the book.
Then Yahusha said unto them, Yet a little while is the hour with you.
Yeah.
Walk while ye have the hour, lest Chashak come upon you.
And what happened?
For he that walketh in Chashak knoweth not whither he goeth.
Yeah.
While ye have hour, believe in the hour, that ye may be beneath of hour.
See that? I hear that? He wants you to walk while you got the hour. Because you don't walk when you got the hour, the light, you're going to wind up stumbling. Right? He wants you to walk. So why you believe in it? What does it say again, 12:35?
Yet a little while is the hour with you. Walk while ye have the hour, lest Chashak come upon you. For he that walketh in Chashak knoweth not whither he goeth.
Yeah.
While ye have hour, believe in the hour.
See that? While you have it, he wants you to believe in it. Listen.
That ye may be the beneath of hour.
Yeah.
These things spake Yahusha and departed, and did hide himself from them.
Let's see what happened here. Let's see the Tahalim 139 and 5. Tahalim, they call it Psalms 135, 139, and 5. Listen to the book.
Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me.
Y'all agree with that? Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. What happened?
It is high. I cannot attain unto it.
Yeah.
Whither shall I go from thy ruach, or whither shall I flee from thy presence?
Yeah.
If I ascend up into Shamayim, thou art there. If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, thou art there.
Yeah.
If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the Kashak shall cover me.
You said what now?
If I say, surely the Kashak shall cover me.
If you do what?
Even the Layla shall be Aura about me. Yea, the Kashak hideth not from thee, but the Layla shineth as the Yum.
That's good. That's good. Let's look at the 22nd chapter of the book of Bamad Bar. It's called Numbers. Chapter 22. I'll tell you verse 17. Listen to the book.
For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me.
Yeah.
Come therefore, I plow thee, curse me this And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the debar of Yahuwah, my Elohim, to do less or more.
Yeah.
Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what Yahuwah will say unto me more. And Elohim came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, If the Anashim come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the debar which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do.
Yeah.
And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the Sarim of Moab. And Elohim's anger was kindled because he went.
What happened?
And the Malachie of Yahuwah stood in the way for an adversary against him.
Yeah.
Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. And the ass saw the Malachie of Yahuwah standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way.
Yeah.
But the Malachie of Yahuwah stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side.
Yeah.
And when the ass saw the Malachie of Yahuwah, she thrust herself onto the wall,
Yeah.
and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again.
Yeah.
And the Malachie of Yahuwah went further and stood in a narrow place, where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left.
Yeah.
And when the ass saw the Malachie of Yahuwah, she fell down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff.
Yeah.
And Yahuwah opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now I would kill thee.
Wow.
And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this ewe?
Yeah.
Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then Yahuwah opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the Malachie of Yahuwah standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. And the Malachie of Yahuwah said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times?
Yeah.
Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me.
Yeah.
And the ass saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her alive.
What happened now?
Unless she had turned from me,
What happened?
surely now also I had slain thee,
Yeah.
and saved her alive.
That's good. That's good. Let's see what happened on him. At the book of Matthew chapter 27, verse 30, Mark chapter 15, verse 17. Listen to the book.
And they spat upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him.
That's good. That's good. 15 and 17, the book of Mark. Other one, get me the 18th chapter of the book of Yahusha, 18. Yahusha 9, 18 and 18. Listen to the book.
And they clothed him with purple, and platted a crown of thorns, and put it about his head,
Yeah.
and began to salute him, Hail, Malach of Yahudim.
Yeah.
And they smote him on the head with a reed, and did spit upon him, and bowing their knees worshipped him. And when they had mocked him, they took off the purple from him, and put his own clothes on him,
Yeah.
and led him out to crucify him.
What happened?
And they compelled one Simon, a Cyrenian, who passed by, coming out of the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to bear his cross.
Yeah.
And they bring him unto the place Golgotha, which is being interpreted the place of a skull.
What happened?
And they gave him to drink wine mingled with myrrh, but he received it not.
Yeah.
And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, casting lots upon them, whatever ye should take.
That's good. Hey, Yahusha chapter 18, verse 18. Yahusha 9, they call it John 18 and 18. Listen to the book.
And the servants and officers stood there, who had made a fire of coals, for it was cold, and they warmed themselves. And Cuff stood with them, and warmed himself. The Rosh Kohan then asked Yahusha of his Methidas and of his doctrine. Yahusha answered him, I spake openly to the Arats.
You did what now?
I spake openly to the Arats.
Yeah.
I ever taught in the synagogue and in the Magdash, whether the Yahudim always resort.
What happened?
And in secret have I said nothing.
And what happened?
Why askest thou me?
Yeah.
Ask them that heard me, what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said.
Yeah.
And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers,
What happened?
one of the officers which stood by struck Yahusha with the palm of his hand, saying,
What is that?
Answerest thou the Rosh Kohan so? Yahusha answered him, If I have spoken evil,
Then what?
bear witness of the evil.
Yeah.
But if well, why smitest thou me?
That's good. That's good. This is Allah Shemut, chapter 27. They'll call it Exodus. See that 27:20. You know. Listen to the book.
And thou shalt command the Beni of Yasharal,
Y'all get it. Let them get it. Allah Shemut 27:20. Listen to the book.
and thou shalt command the Beni of Yasharal,
Yeah.
that they bring thee pure oil olive,
You said
beaten,
what now?
that they bring thee pure oil olive,
What did you need again?
pure oil
How
olive,
many times he did that? How many times you just said that? 3 times. What you want about?
beaten for the light,
You said what now?
beaten for the light.
What did Balaam do to that ass? What did they do to Yahusha? See, seeing we also compass about so great a cloud of witnesses. You ain't going to put clouds up in the Shamayim just like you put him up there. See, when he said, and we were reading the book of Bereshit, I know y'all wouldn't pay attention. You figure I was just going. I'd be calculating. When I showed you how he started doing Bereshit, which is when he created, when he started. See, he caused the Ma'im to go up, and he separated them. So he put some Ma'im in the air, and that would have been your clouds. He put the sun there, too. That would be compared about so great a cloud of witnesses. So with doing that, he started letting you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get the light there. When they set up, they got everything from a natural standpoint. Well, the oil they taking, it had to be pure, and not only that, it had to be beef. You know how you get stuff pure a lot of times? You got to take all the other added ingredients off of it, like its coat, its clothes. How was you going to get it pure if you don't take out the impurities? You don't take out all the other contaminants. It don't make sense they would have took it off and they'd have beat it. Because you had to, this is what he commanded them to bring. You got to bring pure olive oil. It's got to be beef. I just went with what he said. He was telling us about the light. Let's see what happened in Matthew Yahusha chapter 5. Make it verse 11. I'll get ready to get it. Why y'all trying to make me get him to do this? Listen to the book.
Barak are ye, when Anashim shall revile you.
See that? When men shall revile you. Who else did they revile? The book told they did the same thing. They said they reviled some. They reviled him. They just told you, Barak are you, when men shall revile you. And say, what was it again?
And persecute you.
And didn't they persecute him? And do what?
And shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
See that? And say all manner of evil against you falsely. For what sake?
For my sake.
See that? For my sake. Listen what happened.
Rejoice,
and
be exceeding glad.
For what?
Great is your reward in Shamayim.
What happened?
For so persecuted they the Nabaim which were before you.
Listen.
Ye are the salt of the Arats.
See that? You the salt of the Arats. What else happened?
But if the salt have lost its savor,
what happened?
Wherewith shall it be salted?
What happened?
It is thenceforth ta'ud for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of Anashim.
What else he told me?
Ye are the Aurora of the Arats.
That's what he told. He put the sun up there for us, so he want to get our oil on the Arats. You know what happened? Light tend to follow light. That's when he put them on. He put the Yari and he put the Kuka beams up there with it. So our whole goal to be with him. He said, let not your heart be, what was it? If you believe in Elohim, what do he want you to do? But in his Abba house are many mansions. If it were not so, what he would have did? What did he go to do? And if he go, what he'll do? It's just like the sun does now. When they leave, don't they come back? And if I come, he said he's going to receive you well. That where I am, all the light going to be together. All the light going to be together. That's going to be together. He put out all the light going to be together. And what does he tell us? How did he tell us we were by salt?
Ye are the Aurora of the Arats.
What happened?
A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid.
Don't have to beat us. They don't have to beat us. That's the only way you're going to get it. The only way you're going to get pure. All this stuff that happened, that's why we got to consider him. Who endures such contradiction. Because when people start doing the stuff they do, just think about it. What's going to make you sit around and let all this stuff happen? What are you typically going to do if you're running all these different correlations? If these things were to happen, what would you do? You would naturally associate it with you not being saved. You would naturally associate it with him not working in your life. Anytime you lose, the first thing you start doing is start to judge yourself and start to look at where you're not at. Versus looking at these things line up the way it's supposed to line up. When he said, when Barak are you, when men shall revile you and say all manner of evil against you, what was it? All manner of evil against you what? Who else they did that to? He said they did it. No, that they did it to the Nabaim, which were before you. So whatsoever things are written for a time, what was it written for? So when people say stuff against us, they fall. Why? They done it before. When people lie on you, what they do? When people hate you, when people strike you, when these people do these things, why? This already happened before. You ain't going to believe what he told you. Ain't nothing new under the Shamash. It's nothing new. Is there anything people say, see here? It's already been done before, Dave. It's already been done before. That's why we're here. Yes. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
The mere fact that he can separate light. He told you even the darkness is light. People told us our black skin meant sin. But I just showed you in the book when he told you, I don't know where you're going to go and hide from it. He said even the Layla is even day. So he separated the two lights. So you got to know how to rightly divide. You got to just know how to rightly divide. That's good. All in the midst of Yahuwah.